Welcome to the Conshy Coaching Podcast, where we take the concepts of mindset and energy leadership coaching and make them real so that you can get out of your own way, beat the burnout, and create a life and career that you love. I'm your host, Jen Massey. Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Conshy Coaching Podcast. If you listened to the last episode, then you already know that I'm taking some time to introduce the concepts of mindset and energy leadership coaching before having guests on my show. The purpose of this is twofold. First, my intention for this podcast is to make the concepts of mindset and energy leadership coaching real so that you can be empowered to create a life and career that you love. And so that when I start having guests on my show, you can easily follow our conversation when we reference energy levels, foundation principles, SMEPSEs, or core disciplines. In the last episode, I introduced the power of choice and the 7 levels of energy that are at the foundation of mindset and energy leadership coaching. Today, I will be introducing 2 more topics: the 6 areas of influence, or the SMEPSEs, and the 10 core disciplines that, when put into practice, allow you to become 100% energetically engaged and limitless. As I mentioned in episode 2, my favorite thing to work on with my clients is raising their awareness to the catabolic energy, or drainers, and the anabolic energy, or drivers, in their life. Once they are keyed into and understand the things that are either draining their energy and pulling them down into levels 1 through 3, or driving their energy and propelling them into levels 4 through 7, then they can start to make changes to minimize the impact of the drainers. One of the core foundation principles states, reaching our potential requires anabolic energy in full spiritual, emotional, physical, mental, environmental, and social engagement. If you recall from the last episode, anabolic energy is the energy that drives our fulfillment, happiness, and success. It is filled with passion, joy, and connection with others. So this principle explains that in order to reach our full potential, we must have anabolic energy in 6 main areas of our life. These 6 areas of our lives influence our energy, and I like to refer to them as the SMEPSEs. SMEPSEs stands for spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, social, and environmental. Spiritual refers to your authenticity. To be fully engaged with anabolic energy in your spiritual bucket, you need to understand how something relates to your purpose, beliefs, values, gifts, desires, and your goals. The mental influencer relates to your brain. To be fully engaged with anabolic energy in your mental bucket, you need to have a clear vision, remain focused, and the task at hand needs to be interesting and have the right degree of challenge for you. Emotional influencers involve how well your needs and desires are being met by what you're doing. To be fully engaged with anabolic energy, you need to be in control of your emotions so that you can choose to respond instead of react in a given situation. Physical influencers involve your body and what your body is telling you so that you can create the physical power that will best serve you to accomplish any given activity. To be fully engaged with anabolic energy in your physical bucket, consider how well and how much you are sleeping. Consider what type foods you are eating, if you're drinking enough water, and if you're physically active. Social influencers involve having the right amount of interaction with others and feeling supported in a way that best serves you. To be anabolically engaged, consider if you're an introvert that needs alone time or an extrovert that needs to be around other people. Consider how these needs change based on the task at hand. Are you an introvert that processes externally, meaning you like your alone time but need a brainstorming buddy? Environmental influencers involve your belief that your environment will allow you to complete or enjoy the task that you're about to do in the way that you'd like to do it. Do you have the right tools, lighting, technology, or sounds to maximize your potential? We all have our unique success formula that balances our energy within these 6 areas and allows us to maximize our potential for success. If one area is draining you, you're less likely to be 100% energetically and anabolically engaged in another. Let me give you a quick example of how the SMEPSEs can be a domino effect. Different variations of this scenario occurred far too frequently both at corporate and at home before I fully understood what and why things were spiraling out of hand. Let's say that you have a report due to your boss in an hour, and that you've been staring at the underlying spreadsheet for hours and you can't figure out why the data isn't making sense. Your emotional bucket begins to drain as you start to get frustrated with yourself. And your mental bucket begins to drain because as your frustration grows, you lose clarity and focus. The longer you stare at the file, your eyes start to hurt, which drains your physical bucket. And as the time passes, your environmental bucket is draining because you don't feel like you have enough resources to figure it out and finalize the report in time. When your coworker stops by your desk to chat, you unintentionally step at them. You don't have time to talk. This report is due any minute now. Your boss is going to kill you and just go away. I can't talk to you right now. And with that, your social bucket drains. At this point, you just put your head in your hands and groan out of frustration. Your spiritual bucket drains with the last of your potential as you fall deep into level 1 energy and start playing out the conversation with your boss, where you must tell him that you failed, that you couldn't get it done, that you weren't smart enough, and that you weren't capable to figure it out and turn the report in on time. Now, imagine how this situation would have changed if you had the awareness to what was happening. And as the deadline approached, you took a break to just get up and walk away from your computer for a second to let your brain and your eyes reset. Or took a break and asked a peer, or even your boss, to be a second pair of eyes on the section that was stumping you. I bet that when you sat back down and refocused, you'd be able to spot the discrepancy in a second. Not only would you wrap up the report and have it turned in on time, but the rest of your buckets would have stayed at an anabolic level, allowing you to maximize your potential for success in that moment. This is why it's crucial to understand how your energy is being influenced in any given moment, so that we can be aware of and respond in a way that best serves us and those around us. This is where practicing the 10 core disciplines of energy leadership come into play. These disciplines help us create a life plan to live at higher levels of energy more regularly and therefore avoid feeling energy drains and the domino effect of the SMEPSEs in the first place. The 10 core disciplines of potential and performance state that at the 7th level, an individual is aware, accepts what is, makes conscious choices, trusts the process, is authentic, is fearless, is confident, experiences a sense of connection, is present in the moment, and is 100% energetically engaged. By living the first 4 disciplines of awareness, acceptance, conscious choice, and trusting the process, you'll be able to be authentic, fearless, and confident, which will ultimately allow you to be masterful, which is being connected, present, and 100% energetically engaged in everything you do. Imagine for a moment how empowered you would be if you lived these 10 disciplines. Imagine what it would be like if you were truly fearless, if you were truly confident, if you allowed your authentic self to shine with no limits, no barriers, no fears, and no blocks. Imagine how different your life would be if you were truly limitless. That is the power of putting the concepts of mindset and energy leadership coaching into practice. That is what creating a life and career that you love is all about. It's about empowering you to live greater. It's about empowering you to inspire greatness in others. It's about empowering you to show up 100% unapologetically and authentically you. In the upcoming episodes, I'll be discussing these concepts in greater depth with other mindset and energy leadership coaches. We'll be discussing how the concepts have helped us personally transform and grow, and how the disciplines have helped our clients as well. The transformations are inspiring, the stories are engaging, and the energy that we're approaching life with is contagious. I can't wait to share these stories with you and to empower you to live a life created for you, by you. To empower you to live a life that adheres to your core values. To empower you to show up 100% unapologetically and authentically you. That was episode 3 of the Conshy Coaching Podcast. If you'd like to learn more about mindset and energy leadership coaching, please subscribe to my channel and join my weekly email list so that you never miss an episode or a blog post. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.